Okay, hi friends. We have another session today, which is the day one of content writing. And today we're going to talk about a lot of things which people usually do not talk while they teach content, like the things that we're going to be talking today. And today I have with me Shanti. Uh, so Shanti, why don't you introduce yourself probably in less than 30 seconds?
Yeah, hi, my name is Shantala. I'm from Bangalore. Right now I'm living in Bangalore. Started learning content writing and this is my first session and hope this will be a best session to
Awesome.
learn.
So we'll try to create a kind of a more interactive sessions. So viewers, we will be as if we are trying to interact exactly like a one-on-one sessions, and this entire session is going to be recorded. Like how you are looking at it this way is something which is a live training session happening. Okay, so we will take step-by-step measures. We'll stop in between. We'll have a lot of interactive sessions. This entire session should not be something like only I am talking. So that's why we have these interactive sessions. And the questions that you may have, you can write it down in a piece of paper and you can post it somewhere on the link below and we can go ahead. All right. Well, so get started with the first session. Cheers to all of us. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the agenda. What all things we'll try to cover. We'll try to cover the maximum what is possible here. We'll try to go into a little bit deeper structure, and we will have all these interactions between all the tools and techniques, and there are certain hacks, there are certain things that people have no idea how it works. We will break down into all these things so that anyone, even though they have no technical knowledge, they have no background, no experience in terms of communications or language writing or any sort of content creations, will be able to achieve 100% to the pinnacle from this. All right, this is no secret sauce, and I'm going to be defining all these rules and regulations which people keep it as the best kept secrets. All right, so today's agenda is, the first thing is we will go a little slow because the first point itself, I mean, I can talk about probably more than 10-15 hours only on this, is structuring your mastermind. So before I go into this, let me tell you, the viewers, I am using this entire information from this book called as Success Law. Okay, Laws of Success. This is by Napoleon Hill. So I have concentrated everything, and there will be another session where I'll be talking about this, right? All right. So structure your mastermind is something that we'll do completely through the session of 1 month. Okay. So as I said, this is just day one, and in day one, I don't want to bug you with a lot of information. We will have it more about clear understandings. We'll talk about something that I have invented, or you can say I have designed. It's called as torch mechanism. We will teach you how to prioritize your work, the essential tools. I've given some of the tools that we'll be talking today, and there'll be a very funny homework and a kind of absolutely a different level of an interactions. So anyone who is listening to this can actually follow this on a step-by-step process. This entire recording might be around 2 hours, which will be split into multiple parts, and we'll give a kind of a gap in every half an hour, most probably, to keep it handy. Uh, and in this next session also, we will also finalize the things what we're going to do on the next sessions, right? So as Shanti has already got a couple of mails right now, so like this, these are like pure classification of what exactly you can derive from these 2 hours. All right, so this is the overall agenda for what is going to happen in the next 2 hours. All right, so let's go ahead. Okay, everything that we do should have a purpose and an objective, right? And there is a purpose for what we are doing today. Okay, so in the last slide I've shared you something called as the structuring of your mind. Let's talk a little bit on that, and let's dive down on the details and the structure and the purpose of what we're going to have today. All right, so guys, I mean, if you're listening to this, I wanted to ask you two questions. Okay, let's go back to the old biology, chemistry, or physics classes, and many of you would understand that the entire living organism, or the structure we have, is broken into small molecules, right? Small atoms are all there, everywhere. Like, you are looking at me and I'm looking at you, right? But there is some sort of a smartness in which you are able to see me, hear me, and now we have discovered this the technology by which we are able to see it at a distance, right? Understand one thing, why I'm talking about this. Just take a 30-second pause, okay? So I need this to be an interactive. So Shanti, you can interact with me on that part. Do you believe we are made up of all small smart cells and smart molecules? Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe.
Right. And this is something that we have done from our, what to say, probably which standard, lower KG or upper KG. We have been taught in different subjects, right? How the cells are there, right?
Yes.
And cells, molecules, atoms, and all this stuff. Now you might be
Yes.
thinking why I am talking about all these things, right? Okay.
Okay.
Now I can tell you something very simple. Okay. I have something like I have this calculator with me, which is again made up of the same elements like carbon, hydrogen, phosphorus, or whatever shit is this, right? And I have myself. I'm also made with the same element, right?
Yeah.
You might say this is a smart device, but I can say we are much more smarter because we are able to hear us, feel, sense, and all these emotions are there with us, right? Look into this. How does a carbon atom, these two atoms here, okay, they are able to interact and in such a way that this entire body is able to move and do a lot of things, right? So these are called as the cellular interactions or cellular communications, right? Now understand, there has to be some way by which I am talking to you, you are able to listen. That means a heap and no, let's take me as a heap of carbon. You are also a heap of carbon, right? That's the base. But how does one entire heap is able to communicate with you? Are you able to hear me? Say yes.
Yeah.
Right. Why
Yes.
did you say yes? Because I asked you to say yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Just understand, if I'm not able to talk to each other, this world would not have been together. We had been all free atoms, right? There is some sort of coming together and working in a system. That's why this entire universe is there, right? People find it as God or extra terrestrial energy or whatever. My entire thing is the communication starts there. Trees communicate, atoms communicate, animals communicate, and we communicate. So our objective entirely is on how exactly we can communicate to each other. What are the techniques? What are the technology? What are the kind of science behind this communication? You have a matter, I have a matter, and we are exchanging certain informations, right? So this is a word that I have coined more probably around 5 years back. It's called as Gurushya. I can write and give it to you later. Unfortunately, it's not there. So I feel the information flows from one side to the other side. Now you are listening. So that means there's an information with me. You are able to grasp it. Okay. The dog barks at you. So dog has certain information it wants to share with you, but you are not able to hear. That is a different thing. But anywhere there is a flow of information. What will happen if both of us are talking together? No one will be able to hear, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
When people fight, I am shouting at you, you are shouting at me, right? What happens? No one is talking. Both are shouting, right? So in the terms of communication, the first law is there has to be a receiver, there has to be a thrower of information. There has to be. That's the flow. All right.
Yes.
Now the mode and all these things will take it in a little deeper structure. But usually there are 4 different purposes and objectives of throwing information. We are not talking about receiving. So usually people who are teaching you meditations and this motivational coaches and all these things, they teach you the receiving power. Okay, they teach you how to receive the power, the energies of the world and universe and all those things. All right, and they teach you the structure, the pose, the propositions and all these things. But there is one more criteria: is someone is throwing that information. Everyone in this entire world is throwing some sort of information, right? We will talk a little bit deeper into the information exchange part, and we'll talk about the purpose here. All right, just 1 second. Okay, so the purpose number 1 is to entertain, right? You might be watching televisions, you might be watching some politicians talking about, probably some newspaper, some songs. These are all part of communication, right? So what happens is here is you get happy or you get sad or you get some emotional exchange. Ultimately, it's all about your senses and emotions, right? And this is the first part is when one information is shared, you might get entertained. Okay. Why I spoke about entertainment as a first thing, because this is the bulk of information. In the entire world, this information of entertaining is the biggest information possible. You see Facebook, you see any newspapers, any channels, these are all into entertainment. Technically, they are all into entertainment, right? And the next one is called as the education. Like for example, right now we are communicating to each other. We are sharing some informations, right? And this information is something that you can use it in your future or your work, your probably your career, in your family or something. But this is some information. And the information is something which is giving you some sort of a power so that you can use this information as a knowledge later, right? So this is the second purpose of communication, is to educate. Third thing is to persuade. This is little bit different, okay? It is little bit slightly emotionally charged, and it's basically that uh, it is little bit of monitoring the other's emotions or psychology the way you want. Okay, so I was talking to you in the last time and I said, like, I have written some of the pages at the behind the book. Any book you take, okay, you will get something like, I don't know if you can see this, you will get a column like this, right? And many times we see this book, okay, great, we have taken it out, and we try to go to the back of this book, we see the price somewhere, and we try to read this one paragraph, and after reading this paragraph you feel so excited that you buy the book. This is called as conversions. Okay, so many times persuading and conversion are a little bit different, but these are certain things where you can actually trigger your emotions. This entire heap of carbon can actually move into that. That's why you have got a lot of gurus and teachers, trainers, thought leaders. What they do is they do all these four things. They try to educate you, they try to entertain you, they try to persuade you, they try to convert you. Right? You can take any example in your life. Probably today morning, the interactions that have happened with you and your family, your neighbors, probably your people around, you will understand this will be any four of them. Okay, and there is a fifth one which is called as just information exchange, which is of no value right now, but there is some sort of an information exchange happening, right? That might be political or some sort of information. The new movie release. New movie release is something which will be an education, right? You don't know that there is a new movie. What is the characters inside them? So it is more about educating you, right? Okay. So overall, we will go into details into this, and I don't want to really scare you, but there are more than 130 plus different objectives of communications. Okay, we'll not go into that details right now today. We don't want to scare you, but just to give you that where we are heading to, we have a huge lot of informations. My idea is not to just give the information and dump you with all this informations, but to use those informations as a knowledge, then use this knowledge as a wisdom so that you can use it in a proper way at the time when it is required, and that can work for your benefit or your community's benefit. All right, okay, so far everything is cool.
Yeah,
Awesome. Let's go little details. Okay, so whenever there is this yellow background screen, understand this particular slide is going to take little time, and in this thing you need to have the gray matter of your brain open up. Okay, and from here the metamorphosis of your brain starts. All right, so next time you see this pale yellow color, next time I'll put either a gray color, because gray color looks very bad, so I put a yellow color. Okay, and we'll be trying to go in little details about this. Understand one thing, even to the viewers who are listening to this, there is a reason for you to be here. There is a reason. Definitely, there is a silent reason. There is a small wish. There is an expectations. There are memories, dreams, wishes. I don't know. You can put a lot of adjectives into it, right? But there is a small intervention into your thinking process for which today you are able to listen so far, or you are waiting so far. So I have created a kind of a pain formula. Okay. I'll take in a little deeper structure, which is not a scope of this particular communications, but I'll tell you in a very simple way. We are always in a state of discomfort. Do you agree? Might be
Yes.
I'm hungry, or I'm getting hungry, I have not slept properly, I need a new clothes, or I need to reach out somewhere. We are always in a state of discomfort. Right now, I am in a state of discomfort because I'm scared that the battery might run out. I'm scared that the network might not be there. I'm scared that this entire recording that I am doing might not be completed. All right. There are multiple things of yours, which makes you discomfort. Now, why I'm talking about this is with this discomfort, if you leave the discomfort like that, the discomfort becomes a pain. If you don't eat for one day, what will happen? Oh my God, how will I survive? If you're fasting, right? If I don't have a new jacket, what will happen? How do I go? There is a reception tomorrow. What people will think? It's a pain, right? So, for example, I have a pen in my hand. Okay, the pen also is a need of a discomfort, right? I need something to write. I don't have anything. Okay, and tomorrow I have an examination. I need a new pen. My refill is not there. So the pain is little extended. So you had a discomfort. Okay, right? You have a discomfort. You go towards the pain, and the pain turns into a fear. What will happen, right? And the fear is something that is helping you to be hungry for information. Where should I buy this? Who can help me out? How should I prepare this? Right? So these are the hunger stage where you're hungry for information. Understand? This is the general thing in every probably I'll say, I don't know, from the day of inception of the world. That's why I named this entire first day called as the inception. From day one, this is the same formula. Any living being has to be in discomfort. The discomfort goes to a pain stage. The pain stage goes to a fear stage, and the fear stage goes to a hunger stage. Even though you might be a tiger or a lion or whatever, you will not get up and hunt unless and until you are hungry, right? And now, see the fun. You know that there was a problem. The problem has a solution because now you have sorted out listing all these things. Now, we usually do not take a solution immediately. We do not just dive into anything. So that's why I'm saying this entire page is all about structuring your mind, and this is the basis. When you are into this hungry stage, you are hungry for a lot of information structure. See how a tiger hunts. It doesn't go and jump at everyone, right? It will wait, it will watch, it will go slow. Then probably out of 20, 25 different kind of structures, different kind of animals, it will select, okay, this is the one. I should be hunting this, right? And then the strategy starts. The same thing happens with you also. When you are hungry, you have a huge list of inventory in front of you. Should I cook Maggi noodles today, or boil some eggs, or go for vegetarian, or keep fasting? I don't know. So this is a selection criteria, right? Same thing with this pen. Same thing with the device in your hand. Same thing with the desktop or the mobile phone that you are using. You selected it one time. There was a need, and you selected that. Now the selection criteria started. How much money I have? Should I buy it right now? Is it very urgent right now? Should I get the money from somebody else? Should I buy it from this shop only? Is the color okay? Is the whatever the combinations okay? Then you buy this, right?
Yeah.
Anything in your life, that action is with these 5 steps. Anything, you can just check it out. Okay, that might be probably with your kids as also, with everyone, with your neighbors. Any communication cannot be without a reason. There has to be a reason. There has to be an exchange of some sort of an exchange. That might be just a smile, isn't it? That can be just a
Yes.
touch, that can be just a hug, that can be just a stare, that can be just an attention. anything. Okay, let me give a pause and let me understand. So far, okay. So
Yeah.
far, okay. Anything that you want to add up here?
Yes.
Are you able to see from where we are coming in? Great. Yeah, let be more interactive. I'm fine with that. So this is a 5 minutes, to share an exchange, because after that, this is something which is going deeper. Okay. Anything specific you want to share? No.
Nothing else.
Okay.
No.
But are you able to see the bridge that I'm trying to bring in from the discomfort stage to the actual having stage, right?
Mm.
Because this is the basis. Tomorrow you do anything. You might be a teacher or coach or trainer or thought leader, doctor, engineer, whatever. At the end of the day, it will be all waste if you are not able to communicate. Some people communicate online, some people communicate offline, some people communicate through reference, through different structures, right? Everyone. If you're not able to communicate, no business. You'll stay hungry. I have a diamond, but I am hungry, right? It's like I have a diamond in my pocket, but you have to show the diamond, right? You have to say, boss, this is a diamond here. Pay me $10 and have a look at it. I'm fine. That's a business. But you have to talk. Hey, I have a diamond. So the same thing with us. I think this is probably a crore rupees information that I'm giving you is, unless and until you show what you got, you cannot sell anything. Whatever the things that we study, if you, it's a waste if you're not able to share informations and say, hey, I know this part. That's why when you write your resume, your CV, your biodata, you write all these things. I have got this much experience. I can do this. I can do that. I'm good in this. I'm good in that. Right?
Yeah.
And it is also important to share what you are not good at, because it will keep you on focus. If you say I can do 15,000 things, sorry, you're a jack of all trade, master of none, right? And this is what I feel is the most difficult thing people fail to understand is the highest paid process or the training that exists in this world is only communication. I can shoot myself if you can prove me wrong. I'm giving a pause, because if you know how to communicate, you can become Mother Teresa or Narendra Modi or whatever. You see, every individual who have reached to that success has an ability to communicate. They might be verbal, they might be written, they might be on televisions or the public what do you call this, PR or advertisements. These are all different ways of communications, isn't it? What will happen?
Yes.
What will happen if you learn that? Two things can happen. Either you will be famous and earn money and celebrityness, earn the attention, earn probably the you can move a crowd, or else you can help somebody to reach to that point. For example, I do write for some of the biggest brands. I'm helping that brand to reach out to people. How do I do that? I write. I design videos. I design video scripts. I use online, offline, television, radio channels, all different channels, right? That is two ways. So today's structure of your mind is something, as I said, now this is a kind of a gray structure today. You need to find out two things. If you learn this, two things can happen. Either you become that gentleman that you can rule this by moving the crowd or moving the people. As I said, you can talk to the heap and the lump of the coal, or you see people as coal right now, the coal structures, because they are all carbon atoms. You can make them move, you can make them dance, you can make them smile, you can make them cry, any damn thing. That's how biggest gurus and thought leaders do it. Or else you can help somebody to explore bigger ways, to get more more people to look at them, more engagement. We'll talk in details about how this entire structure, and I call it as the content MBA. We'll do this in the next session, the content MBA, right? So going a little deeper, this is the first thing is you have to understand the first word called as adaptability. Okay, very, very, very important. I need to adapt myself. If you say in history book, this is there, this is what has happened, fine. It's okay. What is the formula of water? H2O, right? 1,000 years back, before even H2O was discovered, it was H2O only, right? It cannot be changed. Law of gravity. The apple fell from somewhere, and but the thing is, understand, he saw the apple falling, and he created the law of gravity, right? Does it mean the gravity was not existing before that? No, it was there. Before even the earth was formed, the gravity was there. The rule of law of gravity was there, right? Now, this is what I wanted to make you think is, think in a different way. That gentleman saw the apple falling and he wrote a law called as law of gravity, isn't it? Why he didn't see that the tree is growing opposite to the earth? It is in the ulta side, it is on the opposite side. Why is looking at only the falling? Why is not looking at the tree growing absolutely anti-gravity? Why not? Okay, we see the contradictions. So when you look at this is, you have to have 2 ears and one mouth. Why? Listen more. You see the Lord Ganesha's temple, the idol. It's a very nice way someone has depicted. You should have a big head. Think more. Listen more. Talk less. Right? Good? Good so far?
Yes.
So, this is the biggest thing people don't do. People go into rumors. Okay, he is going there, I will also go there. He is doing that, I will also do that. Right? From today onwards, I want you to do one thing is, try to listen more. That might be anyone, might be your family members, your neighbors, your colleagues, your whoever the guys, even for animals, even non-living things. I'll tell you why. If you drive a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler or anything, let's say you are driving outside, you will find different noises, right? The different engine noises, right? And if you are listening clearly, you can figure out the shattering sound of some of the vehicle. That means the engine is not correct. Something is wrong there. You can actually feel. Even a non-living being says, hey, I'm not well. I need to take care. Someone should look after me, right? You can just make out with a small, sound. Some of the biggest leaders can feel that vibrations inside non-human things and human things as well, even human beings as well, right? So adaptability is a kind of a very detailed structure. If you really need to go into that, probably it will take a year to, for me to actually take this on. I'll tell you one very nice word of adaptability is, or understanding. Okay. Now, you yourself are a mother, right?
Yeah.
I still don't understand how do human beings as mothers feel and understand the baby is crying because it is scared, it is hungry, it has got hit, it is crying because it might be a mosquito bite, or it has, I don't know, it has done something in the pant. I don't know. How the hell you get to know about this? I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Many times, leaders of some organizations can see the same thing, even though the colleagues might not be talking about that, that can be seen. I like the way the lovers see it through each other's eyes. I know some of the Hindi movies or English movies, they see at each other, I don't know, they look at each other for hours together, and all silent information exchange happens. No fight. Fight starts after marriage, probably. I don't know why. Okay. Understand one thing. Whatever we are learning today is not required. What? What did you say? Is not required. This entire content communication, the tongue actually came because we needed to shout, we need to fight, we need to do all these extra things. Otherwise, how come the mother can feel the child? The lover can feel the love at probably at, I don't know, you look at the moon at night 8 p.m. I look at the moon at night 8 p.m. and there is some sort of a wireless communication. Don't ask me how it is done. I have no idea. But it happens, right? Sometimes you feel that someone is missing you or you miss someone. Okay. Our mind is so expert. Don't believe in me. I want you to just look at some of the Google and probably just find out. You can go to some of the gurus. They'll be telling you, I can read your mind. Okay. Even before you are there, he'll tell you, okay, your name is this, you are this, that. Because some people, I don't know how they do it. That means human brain was so superpower that talking was not required. Writing was not required. Our ancestors used to read books, they could memorize everything. There was no script actually. You see the gurus and the saints, the Rishi Munis of India, they used to remember everything, right? They used to recite. This is all because of two things: is how exactly you are focusing your structure. Okay, we'll talk about this. A good understanding of SEO, right? How much do you know about SEO, search engine optimization? Little bit. Okay, I'm advanced. Little bit. No? Awesome. We'll talk about that. In this entire thing, structuring your mind, can you find two words, structure and mind? Right? These are called as keywords. And it is joined by one word called as your. Okay? These words are something that you search. When you search in Google, you get tons and tons of pages. Right? But some pages comes on the first, second, third, fourth, like that. Right? So that is called as optimizations. So people in their websites, they put such kind of keywords, and with those keywords is something, as you search, the pages comes on top, right? And people pay a huge money to be on the rank one because they want their product to be sold, right? I think that's the easiest way I can tell you about SEO. And there is a lot of people who are paying money every day to have their website to be searched first. If you type car, okay, Hyundai comes on top. Honda comes on top or Toyota comes on top. Each day they are fighting to be in that position, right? That is called optimizations, right? Search engine optimization is also there in our head. You want to see how? Right now, I'm going to show you exactly how SEO works in your brain. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. The red sari.
The red?
The red sari, the red dress. You see? I'll give you just 5 seconds. You will be able to see the sari. You exactly know on which shelf the sari is. Last time when you wore that, or who was wearing that, what happened when you were wearing that thing? What kind of chappals or what kind of sandals or shoes you are wearing with that? Was the bangles matching? Did you use a different perfume that day? Did your family say you look amazingly gorgeous? That event where you went, was something in that event, some people met you and they said something, but and you remember those people's faces. What was she wearing when she spoke to you on that event? All right, stop, pause. Okay, what just happened?
You can imagine.
You can imagine?
Yeah.
Right? The ability to get focused. See, with that word, your brain started to dig deeper. I didn't do anything. Trust me, I have no idea that you have a red sari in your wallet, in your closet. I don't know. You might be having, I don't know. Right? And if you have it, you have owned it somewhere. You have owned it somewhere, you might have looked something. You might have used some sort of perfumes. I don't know. But did you see? I just gave you certain words, and you started, just like Google, you started to give me answers. Or rather, you gave yourself answers, right?
Yeah.
Again, let's pause for 2 seconds. That same red sari you wore in a different event. I don't know. Did you see the list of things that you have in your head? Okay. Was it a family function or was it something for your organization? I used family function and I used organization. You see the change?
Yeah.
Family function will have a list of things, list of people in your head. Organization, you will have list of things in your head. Was it a morning or was it night when you wrote that? You see, I can actually tell you the time, right? But tell me one thing. Did you came prepared that I'm going to ask you this? Was in your deepest of your mind this idea was there that in this session I'm going to ask you what sari you are wearing or which time? No,
No, no, not at
no.
all.
Even I was also not prepared to ask you the same question. But did you see what happened is you will understand these 4 words much more clearer. You listen to me because you adapted with the mindset that I'm talking, right? Then you started researching your content inside yourself. How? Because I gave you certain words and you started to go inside, right? There are a
Yes.
lot of distractions on yourself, but just 30 seconds back, you were visually inside that event when you were wearing that sari and the people around and blah, 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 whatever shit, right?
Yes.
Technically, you were completely out of all these things. And at that point of time, you were not looking at the table in front of you or the pen in front of you or the paper in front of you. You are not even looking at me. You are not looking at the screen also. The screen was there, but visually you were outside, right?
Right.
Pause for a moment. Now you are learning a little bit about communications. What you can do with the power of communications. How do you feel? Let me take
Yeah.
a little bit. So far, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Enjoying?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And now his thing is time management. Okay. So the structure of mind works based on, I feel there is only 2 things in this world. That is if you can learn to use these 2 tools, there is no one who can stop you. One is communication, and number 2 is the time. You cannot control time. Can you control time? You can stop this watch, but you cannot stop the watch of the God, right? Some
Yes.
people say you can control time. Some people say, I don't know how they do it. But what I can tell you is, since this is something you cannot manage, you cannot, manage is not the right word, you cannot control. But what you can do is, even you cannot manage time, you cannot. Technically, you cannot. You have to manage yourself in that time. You cannot manage time. You can manage yourself in that time, right? You're okay with me? Okay with that statement, right? So you go with the time, flow with the time. You need to manage your own self. When I say manage your own self means your energy has to be focused into that time frame to be a superhuman now, right? Some people can sing well, some people can play good, some people can write good, some people can talk good, some people can act good. Sachin Tendulkar is a god of cricket. It is not my word, it is the world says. He has definitely used all these 4 or 5 points in only one thing, taking the bat and hitting it like this. Lata Mangeshkar, how many hours she has spent just fine tuning probably that Saregama. That's all. That's all. Right? Tendulkar just take a bat and hit the ball. That's it. But probably he knows 10,000 things which you don't know about how to hit the ball. You have heard of Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
The thing? Okay. So he says in his one of his interviews, I am not scared of the guy who knows 10,000 or 100,000 way of doing boxing and kicking. I'm not scared about this guy. But I'm scared of that guy who has practiced one kick or one style for 10,000 times. I'm scared of that guy. Right?
Mm.
So what happened is, how have you concentrated this entire thing to get an amazing result? Right? Before coming here, I said there are certain kind of a home rules, right? And for viewers who are listening to this, the home rules were something like this: that let's be avoid with everything, including your probably your family, your distractions, your food, your pet, your phones, the biggest distraction in the world. I'm happy, okay, so I usually don't share my emotions when I'm teaching, but I think I should comment this as, Shanti, there are a lot of ladies at your age, at right now, at this time, what is the time now, whatever, they are actually hooked up to televisions. They'll be looking at daily soap, serials, and all these things, right? Right?
Yes.
Why are you here? This is the structure. Why do you spend that much time avoiding all what other ladies are doing? Why you are here? Because you want to make a difference. You want to grow a little bit high. You want to concentrate your energy on something that you want to learn and grow a little bit beyond that. Right? Now, there's a very nice word, you can note it down. The poor have big televisions and the rich have a big library. Right? The poor have big televisions, but the rich have a big library. The poor can argue, the poor can fight. The rich observes, understands, and finds a solution. Right? And the idea is, rich is not about just the money, the wealth. Rich is about the information. I can tell you a very simple thing is, there are wholesale markets where you can just spend 1 month, and trust me, you will have so many business ideas that you cannot read in your life. If you learn that, okay, in this place I get clothes at this cheaper rate and I can do something, in that 1 month itself you will learn so many things. Okay, the clothes is manufactured by this way, this guy is doing probably the coloring, this guy doing the management, this guy is shipping, this guy transporting, this guy packaging. You will learn the entire thing. So you need to be involved. You need to be focused and involved. Okay. So the last one, time management. There are gurus who can take probably 1 year, 2 year, 10 years just to teach you time management. Trust me, no one can teach you anything. Even I cannot teach you anything unless and until you are opened up. Right? I told you this page is going to take little time because that's a yellow page. You remember now what is yellow page? It's a huge information stuck into a book format. Got it? Now you know why it's yellow page.
Yes.
Okay. And understand one thing: if you have seen those old books, the yellow pages, you can do crores and multi crores of business if you know how to communicate. But a yellow page is free. Can you imagine this? The yellow page is actually free. People don't use it. People don't use it. All right. So we'll recap a little bit into this. The idea for you to give you this yellow page thing is, now from a common perspective, a common person, you're going to be an uncommon person. You are here and now you're going to be here. Right? It's the same thing. Same thing. Some people look at a garbage as a garbage, but some people with their leadership qualities, they can turn the garbage into something very productive and make a very nice thing and sell that at probably $1,000 or 2,000, 5,000, I don't know how many. Right? There are parts where they call it as the garbage art. the junk art. It's a junk sold at crores of money, right? So where is your focus? We'll talk in details about this in the next slide. But so far, this is very, very much important for me to understand is, are you with me so far?
Yes,
Are you
yes.
there? Are you able to understand? Am I
Yeah,
fast?
yeah.
Am
No,
I
no,
fast? Okay.
no, not.
Okay. Let's go a little deeper. This is something editing. Okay, what is the first thing that comes in your mind when you hear this word called editing? Okay, there has to be some sort of a script and you have to read it again, grammatically correct, punctuation correct, these all things. Is that what you are thinking when you hear this word called editing? Okay,
Yes.
I was expecting that, but this is not what I want you to learn this. Every time this editing is there in your brain. If you are hungry right now and if you want to cook, you are editing. Should I cook rice? Should I cook chapati? Should I cook roti? Should I bring it from Swiggy? I don't know. You are editing. Okay, should I use rice today? Let me use the jeera rice or something. Or if it is rice, then what kind of sabji? What kind of masala stuff? Okay. How do I see? You are editing continuously in your brain. You have to, okay, go back to the red dress. When you purchase that, I need a red dress, but the color has to be this way. It is reddish, but it should have a reddish with this kind of a border. I don't know. You are continuously editing, 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 editing. Right now also you are editing. What is this after this? What will happen after this? What is the homework he's going to give? How long is going to take now? Is he going to give me a break or not? I don't know. You might be thinking like that. You are continuously editing. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay. You are comfortable or you need a 5 minutes break? We can pause.
No, it's okay. Continue.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. Because what happens is when you take a break, your energy level drops. The entire thing that we have started, when we have gone to this peak, now we are going like this, right? The peak, it'll have a peak. So it is better that we go to this level and we leave it. And that thing has to be there for the next session to come in. So when I say editing, you need to understand what is a corrective editing, positive editing, forward editing, like that, right? Now forward editing. Forward editing is what? Okay, we can make rice, but I'm dieting now. Rice is not good at night. You see, this is forward editing. This is better editing. Okay. Okay. If it is not rice, can you go have some burgers? No, man. But understand, in every shop, you will have a positive editing and a negative editing also. You can take a fruit juice if you want to in the same shop. There will be some sort of a fruit juice or normal thing without an oil. You can have that. The same thing happens in our day-to-day communications also. Should I talk to this gentleman in a little harsh way, or I can just talk in probably in a very small way? And the easiest one is, in Indian, I love the way, the Hinduism is an art. I call it's a science. There are a lot of things we talk with just closing, folding our hands like this. You can do so much of communication just by folding your hands. You can show respect. You can show disrespect also. Okay, thank you. Okay, it's the same thing. The slow holding your hands, right? And sometimes the actions itself is a part of communication, and we don't know. We don't know, right? So we need to do all these things. Is when you are working with me as of now, we will work with all these points in a kind of a technical, I'll say a little advanced structure, where you will learn these minor skills, which will make you different every day. The change you will feel first yourself, then the people around is going to feel, then the neighbors going to feel, then the community is going to feel. It will not happen in one day. It will happen from today. It will happen from tonight. And it's going to happen. It's happening right now. Are you able to feel that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's slowly happening. Now you'll be more concerned. What is he talking about? Why is he shouting? Am I not able to listen to him, or am I not able to listen to them? Let me ask him. what has happened? Okay, so this happened. You need this. Okay, good. Unfortunately, I cannot give you today. I can give you tomorrow. Or else, okay, let me see if I can find a way out. You see, you can change all these things. Your mind should be more receptive today. You have learned something that at the end of the day, he or they or whatever, they are just heap of carbon and you are also a piece of carbon. How you make the best match is yours. Right? A politician gets a votes, lakhs, crores of votes just by talking to a heap of carbon again. And he's making those people to do certain actions. Select something and press that button. He's doing it, whatever the way it is. Isn't it? TV channels is also doing the same thing, so that at that particular time, at 8 o'clock, at this time, you switch on to this channel and you will get your entertainment. They're also making you to do it. School, colleges, people, advertisement. You are looking at advertisement every day in and day out. Right? How do you know this phone is bad? That phone is good. We should buy that. We should not buy this. This guy is good. This guy is bad. Don't travel in this guy. This guy's vehicle is not good. I don't know. Continuously you are editing. That's why I said, like, you edit for the better. You have to do your own research. There is a purpose to talk to you. All this thing is, you cannot focus everywhere. You cannot do everything. Then you are a god. You can do certain things in the best of your time. So this yellow page is something to ask you, how long you're going to live? Tell me how long you're going to live. 1 year, 2 year, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. I don't know. What do you think? 50 years? Good. But the sad part, which no one talks when they teach all these things, is me and you, bloody both, we're going to die. That's the truth. We're going to die one day. You want to die as a number or you die as a name is something that you want to live in. That's what is the difference. If I die today, probably I have not made myself that credible, but I'm trying. If Amitabh Bachchan expires in some time, the entire world is going to take probably a 1 day or 1 hour of a vacation. Stop. They'll play only Hindi movies. Same thing with Lata Mangeshkar, same thing with Tendulkar, because they have reached to that level. I'm not asking you to be there, but don't you want to go to some level at least? Take one level, I'll say one step ahead. Today you have proved it that way. You have spent this 1 hour because there is something inside you that says you are not that common person who are going to stick to some sort of a television serial at 9 o'clock. It is a prime time. And you are learning much more better things than all the entire people looking at that crazy serials right now. Right? Don't you want to wish to just continue it one more day? Just one more day. Just half an hour. Reading something good, doing something better, going a little bit forward. Right? This kind of books, if you can spend 15 minutes per day, in a week you can finish. Do you know that? In a week you can finish this. It looks big. In a week. Every book you will not be able to finish. There are certain books, like for example, Bhagavad Gita. You will die, but you will not be able to finish this. Because the information is so rich, there are a lot of people understands in different ways. And the more you read, the more information comes out. The first motivation book in the world. And it gets everything. Even I take a lot of information from that. And I'm proud to say I take the information from Bhagavad Gita. I have not found anything bigger book to teach me anything beyond whatever I'm talking about. It teaches me almost everything. How to live, how to die, everything. And today I'm, okay. You're there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. So Staying in demand is the last thing for this particular yellow page. You need to be something, somewhere that people always comes to you for something, right? An example, you might be someone who can tell, okay, this is how it is done. You might have some sort of information, but understand one thing, you cannot stay in demand unless and until you know this, you don't know the subject, right? Now you are teaching probably, let's say, I don't know which subject you teach, but you are in demand. That's why you are there. I'm in demand because I'm there. Modi is in demand. That's why he is there. He can do certain things which other people cannot do. That's unique selling proposition or unique saving proposition. There are different ways of talking to it. Okay. So if you connect this entire connections of this pages, I'm going a little slow here because this needs your time. This needs little bit of deeper feelings than just understanding and reading some books. Okay, you have to observe where is your mind going, what do you want to do in your life. Forget about life, you cannot dream of life. I am trying to give you much more easier steps. What do you want to do the next 5 minutes? Fair enough. You cannot dream the entire life. I want to be there. Okay, fine. Can you plan the next 5 minutes? That's it. Next 5 minutes, I want to drink some water. Fine, cool. Okay, go ahead. Okay, while I'm doing the water, I'm also checking out if my stove is on or not. That's fine. That's also a plan. So we will talk about all these things. See, another thing is the reason I take the entire session from this level because this is the foundation. You cannot learn anything unless and until you don't know where I'm going. Tell me a destination where you want to go for a vacation. Anything, any name. Can you tell me any destination?
Uti.
Awesome. Can you see Uti from here?
Yes. Means
See Uti.
imagine it. No.
Other than mind, you cannot see Uti from anywhere. Probably some photos. But we are not there. So you have to do the same thing. Adaptability. Find out how much money is there in your pocket. Who is going to go along with you? What is the vehicle you're going to take? You have to do your reservations. These are all adaptability. Then you are doing your research and content. Should I go this month, next month? You see this? I'm connecting here. Okay. Now understanding your SEO. UT stands for what? UT has what all things? Okay. UT has a botanical garden, lake and all this shit. Okay, great. Okay. So UT, how long are you going to stay? Now you're going a little bit focused. Your ability to get focused. Okay. If we stay for 2 days, is it okay? Shall we take the family out there or should we go only ourselves? Okay. How much time will it going to take? Okay. Let's edit it now. Okay. We'll spend 1 day here, 1 day here. Okay. Now the last thing is staying in demand. Why UT? Why not something else? Because UT has a staying in demand capacity. That's why you are doing all these things. And I will take a pause here and just to ask you, look at me. This is something that you need to do by yourself, for your own self. People need to get adapted to what you're going to talk. People need to research what you're going to share. People need to do all these SEO things for what you want to talk about in your books, your writing, your communication, whatever. Tomorrow you'll be doing all these things. People have to get focused so that they can come and concentrate and spend time with your stuff. Isn't it? People have to figure out their time to talk to you. Now you're talking to some kids. You yourself said you are teaching some kids, right? You are actually taking the time of the kids, right? So kids' parents have designed a structure by which they are spending time with you, a quality of time management. Again, understand everything the parents have done is editing. They have selected a school, they have selected a class, they have selected a teacher, they have selected a principal, blah blah. Are you able to connect with yourself?
Yeah.
And still you are in demand. You have to be in demand. Just look at any of the actresses, leaders, they're constantly working. Constantly. Even though they have reached here, success is not a point, man. It's a destination which is starts with the journey. Success is a destination which starts with the journey. There is no point. You reach to this place, you will go to this place. You reach to OT, you will find other 10 elements there, right? I don't know if you have been to OT, but when you be to OT, you will find, okay, sir, the travel guy itself will say, sir, there are 5 more points, sightseeing are there. Would you want to go? Things will open up. When you reach there, another 10 things will open up. Right?
Yeah.
So staying in demand is, first is, you have to structure your mind. So as I said, my 3 rules. No excuse. Remember?
No.
No lies and hard work. There is nothing beyond these 3 right now. You have to show up. It's your wish. You wanted to go there. You want to make a difference. You want to go beyond that, right?
Yes.
And this has to be there every damn day. Every day morning you figure out. I'm going to give you those kind of formats today itself. How to plan your entire day's work. You should not do 10 things. You should not. Do only 1 thing or 2 things, but that has to be the perfect thing for that day. All right? So far, okay? Ready?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, torch mechanism. So far, you learned about the yellow page. You learned about so many things about how to condition your mind, right? No, we will be starting now. We have not yet started. All right. Okay, you know this thing?
Yeah.
Right now in Bangalore, we hardly use it, but when I was kid, I used to have this torch in my village. Okay, but I don't know, have you played this torch when you were a kid? Did you play with torch?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the torch, you find you can do like this, and there is a ring that can be pointed or that can go in a kind of a circle, right? Okay. Take 2 minutes and visualize that it's a completely a dark room. Okay. You have just opened the door. You went inside. You have a torch. It's a completely a dark room. So the left image is something like that. Okay. But that's not the room actually. And now you lose that torch a little bit. You will have that circle of thing. Okay. And you switch on the torch. You can figure out, okay, that's a wall, that's a cupboard, that's a fridge, that's a door. You can figure out, right?
Yeah.
Just visualize there is another door probably around 50 meters from where you're standing. The door is locked. The door has a separate lock and the lock has a keyhole. But will you be able to see that from that distance? No. You have to tighten up. You have to laser sharp the focus. Then only you can see that distance, right? Same thing happens with us. Right? So our brain is something like that torch. Now go back to the red sari. You see what happened now? Can you see right now what happened? We were looking at all these things and suddenly I said, just tighten up. What I did is just tighten up. Now you remember everything. What you are wearing, all the things, whatever just probably 15 minutes back we discussed. You remember everything now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the torch mechanism, If we need to glance through, we need to glance through. You have to see like this. But after so many things, have you gone to a library in your probably or in your school or college, your library? So there will be.
Yes.
So look at the library from the entire outside the college. It's a room, right? It's a room full of books. We have no other information other than that. But once you go inside, after a lot of probably classrooms and areas, you will go to that library and you stand inside the library. You will find departments: physics, chemistry, mathematics, geography. All these things will be there, and there will be. Can you read one word from any one book directly? No. You have to go inside. You have to take permission. That's very important. You have to take permission. The permission is your own self, not anybody else. The permission is the same editing. Okay, today let's read about geography. Then you go to the geography column. There'll probably around 200 books are there. You take up one book. Why? Editing. Might be the color is good. I don't know. Might be the writing is good. Might be one line is there which you liked it. Might be it is easy here. It is top there. I cannot go. I need a chair to go and climb that. Even though I like it, I will not take that. It's editing, right? You see what is torch happening now? You see this is where exactly the torching is happening. Then you pick up the book. Then you open it up. Then you start putting something there. And then you read one book, one line. And after reading the line, you said, oh God, this is not what I'm looking at. I have to look at something else. Or it is not in this chapter, it is in the previous chapter. That can also happen, right? So the level of deeper structure and the level of coming out is something that you decide. No one decides. As I'm talking to you, no one decided for me how much deeper I should go when I'm talking to you. It's only me I'm deciding, right? Based on the inputs that I get in here.
Yes.
This is the torch thing that I'm doing. With you also, I'm doing the same thing. Are you with me? So every time I'm asking you, are you with me?
Yes.
Are you able to understand? Shall I go ahead?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, great. So torch mechanism is something that you need to start doing from today onwards. Everything. You're already doing it. Okay, tell me one thing. Who buys the grocery in your house? You or somebody else in the family?
It's I.
Okay. Which quality of biscuit do you buy? Who decides that? Or the rice?
I.
Okay. Why you decide that?
Because
Every time
quality
you buy
matters.
something new? Okay, go ahead.
Quality matters on health.
Okay, fine. So there are probably, I don't know, around
Like
1,000
health.
biscuits will be there, I guess.
Yeah.
Why did you buy that? Editing. Why
Because
the heck
my
buy a biscuit? You can take the biscuit out from your entire diet chart also. You see? So this is something is in our day-to-day life. This is called as internal communication. You're constantly fighting with your own self. Okay? Just remind me if it is something possible, I will teach you something about how our mind has two parts. We call it as the white angel and the black angel. I can tell you a little bit. Are you okay to listen to that?
yes, yes.
Awesome. Okay. Let's say, let's give the very simple example of the food thing. Okay. Today, after some time, you will be having your dinner, right?
Yes.
Okay. If I ask you why, you can go out as well, isn't it?
No.
Okay, wait. So what just happened is there is so these are the two angel. I call them as the ladies, ladies, the superpower always. Okay, they have got two brains. Okay. So I have a white angel and a black angel. Both are good. Both are thinking for you. Both are logically deciding and helping you. See, understand one thing. They are the deciding authority, not us. We can just be the Manmohan Singh. You give me the order, I'll work. Okay. Now, if I say, should we go out or not? Now, the black angel or the white angel, I don't know who is it. Someone is talking to you. Yes, man, we should go out. It's been a long time. We can go for a restaurant or veg or Chinese or something. Okay. The other one said, no, man, not today. Tomorrow I have to get up. The kid has to digest all these things. The husband has to understand this. The family would not like it. So they are talking. You are not talking. Right? Okay.
Yes.
Now the next question. Do you like Chinese or do you like South Indian?
Chinese.
It's not you talking. Understand? There is somebody logically giving you some intentions. Okay, I love this. I love the noodles. I love this Manchurian, whatever. Then this guy said, no, man. But do you want to have Chinese right now or not? You see the fight? Are you able to see the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I ask you the next question, people actually laugh at me when I talk about such kind of examples. Let's say you have just started to do some healthy diet, just for example. Then the fight will be too much. Oh man, I can't. I don't like this. I want burger. No, no, no burgers, no burgers. Okay, take only salad. Okay, okay. Yeah, salad is good. They will fight. The faster you can help these two ladies to come together and decide for you, the faster you can be successful. You can note it down somewhere in your life. If you can tame these two ladies, which is impossible, the faster they decide for you, the faster you can grow faster. Isn't it? In your life. They are the deciding people for you. So they actually do the torch thing for themselves. You're able to see?
Yeah.
One is a healthy food, one is a non-healthy food. What they're doing? Torch. Tighten up. Healthy, not salad. Burger. Okay, great. No, not burger. Take Chinese. Okay, what? See, you see the transition happening. The focus is going here and there. A human brain can do probably millions of such kind of things in a second. And you might not be aware of it. Just few minutes back, I gave you the example of the sari thing, right? And I have put one word. Did you remember the perfume that you sprayed that day? You can actually feel that perfume right now if you are looking at that. And in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to show you something which is not existing in this world, which is not correct. I'm not supposed to show you that. I don't have a slide for that, but I'm going to show you something. You will be able to see that, and you yourself know that this is not existing. You are okay with the challenge?
Yeah.
It is just the power of communication. I'm going to show you something which is not existing, which cannot exist. Okay? But you will be able to see it. And you will be remembering this throughout your life. I can bet on that. Are you up for the challenge?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to close your eyes. Now, this is the funniest part. I'm not going to do any kind of hallucination, no hypnotism, nothing. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to look anywhere. You can do anything. You can do, just listen to me. There is a white elephant. Okay. It is a very cute, nice white elephant. It has got eyes which are very adorable with big eyelashes and a pink tongue. And now it has got a very nice carpet kind of thing on its back, very nicely designed. But it is white in color. And inside the carpet, suddenly some wings comes in, a huge feathery wings. And it is smiling. And suddenly it flaps its wings. And the wings keeps on flapping, and slowly the elephant is going up above the ground. And it is able to glide there. And slowly it just keeps on flapping and it goes beyond the horizon and goes out. Pause. I have just created some sort of a animated story. I have no idea about this and I was not prepared for this. Now you close your eyes for 2 seconds. Just close your eyes for 2 seconds. Can you see the same elephant? Can you see the same white color elephant? Can you see the carpet in its back? Can you see the wings coming out? Can you see it's flying out? And it is cute smile. Okay, pause, open up.
Yes.
Elephant with wings? I don't know. This is the power of communication. And imagine if you can do this to the world. Forget about earning money, you can do anything. You can make people to fight, you can make people to love, you can make people to get inspired, get motivated, do some shit things. Right? That is what people are doing. That's why people are terrorists. Some are motivational people, some are gurus, some are all these things. It all starts with the brain mindset. If the mindset is not proper, if the objective is not clear, then people go into using of this communication power in different structures. So if I need to teach you communication, I need to make 100% sure on you where you're going to use this skill, isn't it? You can use it probably on your family, on your kids, on your colleagues, on your management, with your neighbors, with the society, with the country. All right.
Yeah.
So this is something is very, very, very powerful, and it will come with practice. Okay. The first thing is, before doing, you have to observe first. You see how a kid is learning, right? The kid learns by seeing, feeling, imitating, copying, right? We'll have to do the same thing. That's the only way. All right. Okay, so I taught you about the halo technique. Okay, the tightening up is called as haloing. There is a halo on the head, right? Okay, concentration and focus are different things. Okay, and I talk about details to perfection. Okay, so whenever you are looking at details, then only the work gets perfected, right? Okay, you see, if I give a carpenter a piece of wood, he can create amazing things out of it, right?
Yes.
But if you give that same thing to an artist, he might create an amazing statue or some sort of an art form which can be sold at much more higher than the furniture what the carpenter has designed. Why? Why? Because he has done the same thing. First, he has done the hallowing technique. He has thought, okay, this is a lump of wood. Let's see what we can do about this. Right? Now, the next thing is he concentrated on the wood. Okay, this direction can be the face or front, whatever. This is the back. And then he started taking out things. Right? So here is a very nice thing you can note down again. A success can be achieved only when you take out things which are unnecessary. That's how you become perfect, right? The unnecessary things in your life. So that is one of the homework which I am going to give it to you today is find out some 10-15 points which are unnecessary in your life, which you are doing, and that is like creating something called as time wasting for you. Find out that. Okay. For me, I will give you one example. I found out that I can reduce my calling time to 10 minutes and make it much more better. And I can probably not have to talk around 1 hour. I can save almost 20 hours in that. I can reduce that, right? This will start. Okay, write down one more thing. It's called as Kanban, Kanban. Okay, these are not in the slide. Whatever is coming in my mind, I'm trying to give it to you. Okay, and so in this is a Japanese process. Okay, but this was already existing in India from ages together. So what this gentleman says is, start small. If you want to go for fitness, probably take one sip of the sugar syrup less, 1 spoon of less salt. Fair enough? No problem, right? Okay. If you want to probably have healthy food, then at the time of grocery, just don't take that stuff which is not healthy. Simple. Or probably take one less. If you're ordering 2 packets of oil, take 1 packet. Simple. So if you drink Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and all these things, take 1 sip less. 1 sip less. Fair enough. I'm not asking you to stop it. This happens with most of the people who are into smoking or any kind of drug addict side. They slowly reduce that. Just take 1 puff less. That's it. Or 1 peg less, or I don't know how they do it. All right.
Sorry.
Okay. So so far in this entire thing, we are like we have done almost like 1.5 hours right now, and I want to ask you before I go ahead, are you able to follow so far? And this is something which I wanted to make it different. It is not a normal coaching session where I'm going to teach you something. I want it more interactive, and I want more of you to understand these things, because this is the foundation. I cannot grow something from one stage, right? I have to go small step by step. But are you with me so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. This is something that probably would, I don't know if we can finish it by today, but I will try to, create something. So today you have a small homework, okay? So homework number one, no, homework number two, this is not homework number one. Homework number two is, I want you to get a piggy bank. Anything, a piece of box is also fine. Fair enough? Okay,
Yeah.
any box.
Okay.
And in the piggy bank, you should write on top my punishments. Okay?
Yeah.
And no one should open the piggy bank unless and until it is only you. Okay? And most of the time, the piggy bank, you can put the money from top, and down you can take the money out, right?
Yeah.
Then write down my price. Okay?
Yeah.
See, the good part is, if I am trying to coach you anything, or if I'm trying to tell you something, I cannot teach. As I said, you need to give the prize by yourself, and you need to give the punishment also by yourself. Okay? For example, I have a very cute way of doing the punishment for myself. So I have a list of 10 things that I have to do this month. And the 10th thing is something that I say, okay, let's say the 10th thing is about 10 rupees each one. Okay? If I'm not able to do that thing, I put 10 rupees inside. That's my punishment. It's up to you. You can put 100 bucks, 2000 bucks, whatever, it is up to you. Okay? The money is not going anywhere, but you will have a sense of feeling that the money is wasted. The money is kept there. Right? And that money is not something that you will not be using on yourself. And the price is also something that you will not be using for your own self. That's the funny part. That's the rule. So once you say, okay, I have completed more than 110%, that's the time you take out only 10% of it. And you spend it probably on your family or something that you want to wish for. Might be a movie that you want to give. Might be a ice cream that you want to give it to somebody else. Anything. It's up to you. But that is something that gives you joy, that gives you happiness to do it. Fair enough? You can treat yourself. Go to a spa, go to a salon, get massage, whatever. That's up to you. Right? Okay, so that's the price. So there are three things. A punishment is something then which you know deliberately that you're going to fail. You have failed in that. You couldn't finish on time. You couldn't do that. So every time, I'm not going to ask you anything. That's the beauty of it. Okay, you will be deciding your price. You will be deciding your punishment. But only thing is, you will be telling me, sir, I am punishing today myself. Or this is the price that I have taken in. Okay. Rule number two, always the truth. Rule number one, no excuse. If you have failed, please put some amount there. Cute price. Okay. So you want at the end of the day, when the piggy bank is full, that's the amount of failures that you have accumulated. Right? So usually when the piggy bank is full, my mother would be very happy. Ah, see, Amit, I have got this much. But technically, when I put money in the piggy bank, I'm scared. You see that? You see where I'm coming in? Okay.
Yes.
And when I take out the money from the piggy bank, that's aha, that's my money. I'm able to take out that money. Right? All right. So what you're going to do is today, I'm going to give you something called as SMART goals. Okay. Now, SMART goal has different meanings. SMART is an abbreviation. So you have to be very specific. In the next class, we will talk about how you can take it forward, and how you can design your SMART goals in a structure. But in that way, I want you to do something in this next 3 days or 4 days. You need to specifically create certain SMART goals for your life. Just 168 hours. That is 1 week's plan. No problem. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this 168 planned 168 hours the flow chart. I'll give it to an Excel. You can take a printout and you can write it. You can take as many printouts and you can keep it, no problem. Okay, this will be open boxes where you have to write these things. Okay, you can do it by yourself also. So specific means you have to be specific. What do you want to do? Let's say you want to read one book. Okay, read chapter number this, or be more specific. I want to read just 3 pages. Fair enough, it's okay, 3 pages, no problem, right? But you have to be specific and you have to be measurable. 3 pages, chapter 3, or point number 4, or I want to give 10 minutes to this book, or 10 minutes I should be surfing it. Okay, but do something which is achievable. Don't say I'm going to finish this entire book. Impossible. You cannot do it. You cannot. Right? And the thing is, you have to be relevant enough. Is it something, just before doing any kind of a smart goal, please put a WHY on top of it. Why the hell are you doing it? Anything. That might be even setting your groceries or going out and all these things. Anything. Just ask yourself, why the hell I'm doing this? Fair enough?
Yeah.
And put a time to it. Put a time to it, anything. Let's say July month's grocery, I'm just giving any random example, you can put anything, okay? You can design it right now and keep it there. All right? You can design it. Okay, I need this 20 things by probably the first week of July. And this is what is relevant, which is not relevant. I'm going to decide this. This is a time slot for me to fix my groceries on the month of July. Done. Close. I'm not going to touch this thing again. So I wanted to do it for 168 hours because that is 1 week's time. Okay. So technically, let's say you are sleeping for 8 hours to 10 hours. So in a day, you will have almost 14 hours in which, let's say, your timing for your other work and all these things be 10 hours. You technically have only 1 hour or 2 hours in your hand. Technically. Like today, did you feel this 2 hour was so much productive?
Yes.
Did you feel you learned so many things? Might be 1 month of your daily soap cannot do all these things. I don't know. I might be super exaggerating.
Yes. It was productive.
Yeah. But you have to feel the power of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And please put your question mark. As I said, ask a why. Why the hell are you doing this? Every time, everything when you design this. I'm not asking you to do anything beyond that. Every day, just plan what you're going to do for 30 minutes in the evening. Fair enough? 30 minutes is no problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 30 minutes into 7 multiplied by 7 is almost how much? 210 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
So if you calculate 210 divided by 60, you've got 3.5 hours, madam. 3.5 hours is enough for you to do a completely a life change if you can do every day at the same time. If you're comfortable at 8 o'clock, so we will do our next session at the same time, 8 o'clock, because your biological clock has to adjust with that, right? And every day, if 8 o'clock you have kept a time for yourself, please design next 7 points, just point 1. Okay, I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to search about this, I'm going to do about this. 7 points, no problem, right? Half an hour you can spend. Okay, probably I'm watching 4 videos in 30 minutes, or I'm reading 5 pages, or I'm meeting these 2 people. I'm going to give you all these things. I'll share 168 hours flow chart. I'm going to give it to you, and I'm also giving you something called as a daily workbook. Okay, so that format is something that you can keep it in the, you can print it or you can get it Xerox in a very small way, packet. Okay, keep it with you. Probably the best place is stick it behind your phone. Okay, because that's the most touched element in the life, not even the kids. I'm sorry, but that's irony, right? Okay, we'll talk about these tools in the next classes, but I want you to make a note of this. I'm sure there will be certain things that you already know, and let's put in this way. You know Google Doc. Okay.
I know, but I have not worked on it.
No problem. We'll take it. We'll take the next class on that. Little bit on Excel, little bit of PowerPoint presentation. This entire, as I said, like this is a yellow page. Again, it needs time. Okay, but I think we don't have that much of time to permit. Okay, we'll take up in the next sessions. Don't worry. I have promised you 4 sessions, but we can go beyond that. I promised you 2 hours or 1.5 hours, but we'll go beyond. That's how we promise less, deliver more. That has to be there with you also. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to promise me. You have to promise yourself. Right.
Yes.
So today, the work that you have to do is you have to learn a little bit on SEO. Okay, you can. I'll give you the homework sheet. That homework sheet will have work for probably around 2 hours in a week. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as I calculated, you have got 3.5 hours. If you can spend half an hour every day, so I'm going to take only 2 hours from you, as promised. And certain essential tools I will talk about: Evernote, Microsoft OneNote, Trello, Paper, Workflowy. We will talk in details in the next sessions. We'll have another such similar kind of things. And as I said, like this is something that I wanted to take about. We'll talk about this different writing skills. So I'll give you a small homework is whatever is there in your home, might be a newspaper, old books, anything, might be a piece of junk paper also. Please take it up and just glance. I'm sure no teacher in the world will do such kind of an idiotic homework, but I wanted to give you that. Read anything that comes to you, anything, but don't mug it up. Okay, just look at it, throw it, no problem. Might be a piece of paper, might be a cover, a wrapper, anything. Might be a plastic bag, might be a hoarding outside. Just feel it, observe. Okay, and then pick one subject of it, anything, any one subject. Okay, but I want you to do the second part is pick random subjects, no problem, no problem. Okay, and use your own thoughts. Every day, spend only 5 minutes. Look at something great and you write one thought, one line. No problem. Every day, can you make one line? Okay. So tomorrow, when you go out and you see probably an advertisement outside or your Times of India or any newspaper that you take, any page you open up, just write one line. One line. Okay. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. That's your thing. Okay. And you need to share with me on a WhatsApp. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a habit of sending a mail and writing a mail to me every day. Okay. From now onwards, you will also get a mail from me every day. You will get a 30 different mails. These are all preset, pre-done. Everything is set. All right. Your homework, you'll get it today. As I said, you should know about little bit about this, and you should not spend 6 hours maximum for learning all these things. And the good part is, whatever you spend the 6 hours in this 1 week for this SEO, HTML, CSS, WordPress, you're gonna teach me in the 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see the cunning smile. Oh shit, man! I've taken panga. Right. Okay. See, this is not me. The more you learn and the more you teach, you will learn better. Okay. Are you on Facebook or Instagram or any such kind of things?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So I give you the full chut. That means you have open hands. Please interact with anything, everything, your friend, your family, whoever it is. Please talk. Talk, but just type. Just type anything. It's fine. Good, you looking good. It's a long time. We have never met. Long time. Okay, when are you coming to see me? It's been some time that we can talk. Can we catch up sometimes? You write anything that you want. Use all your symbols, your what do you call the smileys and anything. It's fine. Okay. Talk less, observe more. That's a good thing. See what people are talking. Okay. So in the next session, the first half an hour would be I'll be silent and he will be teaching me. And I need to see that excitement. Okay, I have seen probably 200 profiles on Facebook. No one is talking about this thing, or everyone is talking about this thing. I have seen some newspapers, they're talking about this. I feel that. Go ahead, shout out, no problem. No problem. Fair enough?
Yeah.
How do you like this homework? Good? Enjoying homework? Okay. Okay. The last thing is be network ready. Network is all about how you interact with people. That might be your family, friends, everyone. Any human being, non-human being is also a network. Because based on the people you keep, and there is a good saying. A person is known by the friend he keeps and the friend he avoids. Right? Find out the network which can be net worth to you. WORTH. Okay. Sixth point is very tricky. Please avoid those people who demotivate you. Avoid those people who criticize you. Avoid those people who says something that you don't like, something that you don't want to hear. Please avoid them. There is no problem. People gonna look at only your good work. That's it. The words have no meaning unless and until there is a verb to it. Verb means action. I can be very polite on front, but if I am showing a bad action behind you, how will you feel? Okay. Right. So I think we are at the end of our sessions, and we have 5-10 minutes, so we can pause this recording and all. So the next class is at the same time. Okay. Okay. It's not sometime. It's the same time, and now it's gonna be a break. And so people who are watching this, thank you so much for listening to this video. Probably if you have any comments or any inputs that you want to share to this entire thing, you can write at the details below, or you can comment there. And I look forward to learning more from you guys. Thank you so much for there, and watch out more sessions. Bye bye.